now in the new world, okay, talk about germophobic. I mean, Kev, we go to a stadium to do a game. There's going to be 65,000 people in the stadium. Yeah, we're going to drive through, but we're going to interact with the security people, the person in the elevator. From the time we get to the car to the time we get to the broadcast booth, we're going to pass 300, 400, 500 people. We're going to shake hands with random people that want to come up and say hello. People we see that we want to say, hug it out with people. Now, all of a sudden, what do you think is going to happen when you go back to an arena or a stadium? A, do you think there's going to be fans in the stands? And B, are you going to be fine? Or maybe you're going to wear masks and gloves. What do you think is going to happen?
Well, the fans thing, to your first question, seems right now to be something that's not even a conversation point. I mean, they're saying if fans are allowed, it'll be, with great separation, a couple rows between and seats on either side, so there's going to be spreading out. You may have like a quarter or an eighth of what you would normally have in a stadium. I do think that there are some things in the works right now with like the 2K people in California working on noise and virtual fans in the stands, trying to walk these leagues through that, because the experience, as you know, on TV, Scotty, if you've got crowd noise and you see some, even if they're virtually created fans, it's not going to look too much different than it normally would. It's when you're at the stadium where the experience will be bad and the emotion the crowd gives to the players will be absent. But that's another conversation. And then, like I think of you on the sideline doing games for us at CBS and Westwood One, and you are, and I've watched you for years. We've been partners, but I've watched you walk on that field, talk to almost every coach that comes across your path with a handshake and how are you, and talking to a player, talking to the kicker, talking maybe to the quarterback. But that's where you get a lot of your good, meaty stories. And I don't know how that's going to happen. Like they were asking the other day, I was on a call like this, and they were saying, I know that you guys usually for an NFL game would go in on Friday, meet with the team, go to the facility, have lunch, watch practice, meet with the team, the visiting team on Saturday at the hotel. I don't know how that's going to happen. Why would a team expose themselves to broadcasters who are coming from 5 different cities in different aircraft and riding in a cab or whatever to the stadium, and then being among their people that have been quarantined basically and checked twice a day? I mean, there's no way that's going to happen initially. So that's going to change. And the thought I hear, and the NBA is kind of the first hurdle for me in terms of, what's going to arise first. I think we're going to be doing it remotely. I can't see us being another layer of testing that the league is going to want to do, that arenas are going to be responsible for, that teams are going to have to supervise. Why would they include us? Why not put us in a studio in wherever and have us do games off the monitor? I think initially that could be the way we would, if the NBA does restart, that's the way we would do the NBA.
I'll throw you another idea. You ready? Because now you got my producer mind working.
Okay.
Just the same way they did the NFL draft where I got to see John Lynch at home with his daughters. How about Kevin Harlan calling the game between the Lakers and the Clippers? Games being played in Staples Center. There's nobody there, but you're in your office where you are right now. And Reggie Miller's somewhere else, or whoever else it was that you might be working with in a broadcast. And you're at your place. He's at his place. You're on your couch. He's on his couch. We get to see you with your boards. We get to see you how you actually call the games. And instead of you being there, we put you in a lower corner of the screen so that the broadcasters are here and the players are up here, and we're seeing how this is all happening in a whole new world. That's exciting, and people would get into that.
Well, they might be. I did see a picture the other day, and I'm not watching Korean baseball, but didn't they have Carl Ravitch and the ESPN crew, I think maybe on a lower third or in the corner of the screen as the game was taking, most of the screen, and they put the announcers, and they had 3 cameras, and I think they were all at home and doing the game. And so there could be something to that, at least something different. I think that's going to have to be like your about the most creative guy I know in the business who's actually on the air, but also, like doing so much stuff. Your mind is always working. The wheels spinning, the plates spinning in your head have got to be something to see. But I could see in this very, unordinary time how they could do something like that. Say, hey, we're going to try to enhance what we've seen in the past and make it look a little different. And here are the broadcasters. You can watch them do their job. And for the NFL, they will put a small, in normal times, a small little camera between Rich Gannon and myself, and they could go to that at any time. When Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth are on that shot as they go to on Sunday night, that's a stationary camera that is always shooting them. So you kind of get to see, Al's got his shirt sleeves rolled up and maybe his tie loosened up or whatever, and Chris has got the same thing. And so we kind of get a little bit of a look at that. I've always found, and I think you and I have even talked about this, I think people are very interested in what goes on behind the scenes, things they can't see. So that might be an interesting little nugget to throw into the broadcast. It
would be really cool. Now, I thought I had some brilliant idea. It turns out I'm only validating, ESPN is validating for me.
If anybody asks me, and they will ask me, I will say, well, Scotty Kaplan down in Southern California came up with the idea. I don't know what we're all thinking, wow, where'd this come from? I know exactly where it was born.
Thank you, Kev.